Hello, hello. Good evening, and welcome to day 4 of the Scrappy Tales Advent. It is good to see everybody. I hope everyone is having a lovely Tuesday and had the chance to get out and vote if you are in the Americas. Hey, Barbara, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So let us open up day. What are we up to? 4. Whoa! There we go. And I wanted to ask folks who are here if you have a preference on doing a 3D project or doing a flat card today. Whoops. I made so much noise, I got the cat a little perturbed. Okay. So this is the die we have, and it's this really cool ornament bulb. It's a lot like, it seems very related to this one, essentially. This sort of teardrop, it's more of a bigger version. As you can see, it's like the top part is kind of the same size as that one, but it's a really pretty die. And I think I am, per usual, missing a piece. Let me see if I can find it. So this is supposed to come with the larger hook. This is the smaller hook that we should have used during previous days. I believe there's also, here it is. There's also a little barrel, or I don't know, whatever you call the top of an ornament, like that. I'll keep the other days hidden, but we are working our way through it. Hey, Norma. Hey, Danny. How are you? But if anyone has strong opinions about doing flat cards or 3D, let me know. Because if I don't hear anything, I'll just do the project that I thought would be a good idea. So these are the 4 pieces. Sorry. This actually goes with the little ornament. So the one that actually came in today's was the longer string, which kind of makes sense. This because this has the sort of ferrule piece built in. Obviously, you could die cut 2 of these and like cut it out if you want to do it in a different color. But I think that this was originally intended to go with this ornament, which kind of makes sense. Anyway, we could certainly use either, but I think that's what the original intent of the calendar was. And we can also go back and pull in any of our other pieces too. Fabulous. Yes, I agree. I always feel like after work, I feel like I've made too many decisions already. But this is the card we made last night for anyone not here. And I really like how this came out. I have to kind of tilt it to get the embossing to be somewhat visible. It looks completely flat otherwise, but I really like how this one came out. This one would actually be not too hard to mass make. I think it would this kind of a design would look really nice in sets too. Anyway. And then here's sort of the one that this is built based off this month's sheet load. Could we do this one? I guess you could technically do this one on the sheet load, but this die is pretty big. Actually, that would look pretty good. We might do that. I may have changed my mind. Maybe we will do this on a sheet load, on one of these sheet loads. I think that'll be fun. Let's do that. But I could use the idea that I had, which was when I saw this die cut, I thought lantern. They've got all these little trees, so there's a lot. This is a decorative piece, so I thought this would be interesting to cut out as something dark, and then do like a yellow for the bat underneath, and then maybe take a little bit of metallic ink even to bring out sort of like candle glowiness. Oh, and Lennox is here. He was here before and wandered off, but he is back. So let's try that. The other thing I think would be fun with this is I grabbed another Scrappy Tales die, which, sorry, the cat is being himself. This is actually a, can we get some light? It's hard when your 14-pound cat wants to sit directly in your light, but he's a sweetie, so we like him. But I think I'm going to try that. But anyway, I grabbed this as well. This is a A7 pop-up. So basically these little hooks, you die cut 2 of these, and you can attach a rubber band, and then it will pop up when you take it out of the envelope. Anyway, but we will try my idea and see if it is a good idea or not. I think we will use the smaller of these because I kind of don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I even need it. I feel like I'm gonna just sort of mount this and pop it up. So let's see if this is a good idea or not a good idea. It's probably a fine idea, but let me see if I am missing anything. Is Alyssa has made an oh I think so. She was like she was being a total brat in your craft room tour, and I just loved every minute of it because like Lennox would do that too. Anyway, I think I want to do this in silver, especially if I can find my remnant of silver. Because I just had that like before the stream. There's a remnant in the pad too, but I think this is silver, this is yellow, and this is gonna be black. So let me find yellow that's sort of I don't know, like a sunflower slash think glowy lantern. Oh, this one might work. And it's right here. Like this is what I was thinking. So I'm thinking I can die cut this out of that. I really like this particular paper, so I always hate using it, but you know, it's not like I can't buy more. I think that will work. And then let's grab a little silver. A little bit of silver. Hey, Snapper Girl, how are you? This is a very you project in that I don't know if it will work or not, but we will all find out together. So I think we can do this out of here. And I just need a little bit of black. I probably actually need. Oh goodness. See, so I'm thinking if I overlay black on this, it's going to look very like traditional lanterny. That's my idea. We'll see if it works. I'll just cut this up. I think I need a couple. I think I'll run these two through. I think I need a couple of these so that I can build it up because this is sort of standard Michael's 67 pound. So probably 2 or 3 of them to give us a nice vibe. My die cutting machine is definitely getting used this particular series. Because often I don't know, like I don't die cut things, which is silly, but I don't know, as much as I could. Be right back. Well, no. So that's there we go. You know, it's like a work day because I was trying to run this through on the embossing folder setting and then was confused as to why it didn't work. Um, so we have our lantern back piece. And then we have this little bit, this little guy. Yeah, you're annoyed with me? Okay, whatever, kitty friend. Let me poke this one out. And it's nice because there are little holes to actually get out. You know what you'd call that? The pieces. I don't know. Do the pieces have a name? I think this pops. Yeah, there we go. So this is our sort of top piece. And then we can grab this and die cut a few of these. Then we'll see how this looks. We could always change our mind and go more blinging if we feel like it. But I do like how easy these detail dies are. This one has a bunch you can poke out. But if you just pull it out, that works too usually. But you do need to use one of those rake tools like we were playing with, not last night, but the time before, to get it fully out. There we go. And there are sort of fussy bits on this one, but if you wanted to, you could die cut this in paper piece. But this is, ooh, I think this is going to work. I think I just heard a cat meowing at me. I did. Kaiser is having a moment. But, oh, I think that's going to, I like how that looks. I don't like that there's not black behind here, but we can fix that easily by just cutting a piece of black and sticking it there. Let me grab my, well, that was not the smartest move, but let us move this and grab our little rake tool. We can get the rest of these out pretty easily. And then I probably want to do at least one more of these and we can see how that layers up. I think I might want to. There we go. See, that came out really quite cleanly. And then some of these pieces are pretty neat too. I will say this is probably a little too detailed for me to want a pattern piece, like paper piece, all the pieces back inside. But if you are the kind of person who has the patience for such things, I salute you. And it would be very Scrappy Tales to like paper piece something that is quite intricate. Oh, here we go. That's this piece. That's this piece. And ooh, I do like these two colors together. This is going to look pretty cool, I think. Well, hopefully everybody had a good Tuesday. Oh, what am I missing? Oh, neat. Ooh, did we get it? Someone get it on a machine? Let me see. So this is, yeah. Well, I guess I haven't seen you in the live world. So this is Scrappy Tales Crafts 2024 Advent Calendar. It's the first one they've done, and it's all themed around Christmas ornaments, basically. And you can use them. Well, I think you can use them as flat card decorations, obviously. Random pawing ensuing. And then you can use them as sort of more of a faceted Christmas ornament, or then with this base die that I have in yellow right now, you can do the honeycomb ornaments. And any combination of that stuff, depending on what you're in the mood for. There's probably a lot there's a lot of variation you can get. But the long story of, like, even though I made an advent calendar, why did I buy one, is I really like Scrappy Tales products, but also I thought these would sell really well at my holiday fair because people are almost always looking for I don't know, sort of more holiday themed things. So I think two of these will be okay. As you build these up, they give you more dimension, so it almost and I think Sabrina said this last night, but you almost get to be, like, depending on how many layers you use on these things, they almost turn into chipboard, because especially if you do two back to back, well, like a decorative layer and a base layer, and you do two of them, that gives you about 4 layers of cardstock, which is quite a bit. Obviously, depending on, like, what kind of cardstock you use as well. But luckily, we did it prep for a sheet load when I was live with Elizabeth, so we have lots of card bases and pieces of Christmas cards. But the thought that I had was that, sort of in addition to this idea, we could grab some gold pigment ink. And I can grab a little. Actually, let me check. I should probably test this and make sure there isn't color on it. Okay, that still worked. But my thought was we could grab some of this delicata ink, and then sort of in the center here, we can just sort of add a little bit of gold, which isn't going to read as dramatically on this yellow, I don't think, as it would on white. So I think it's going to really give us sort of a subtle look. And I really do like this delicata. I think I got it from Delisa's friend Kat, but it is. I don't know if this is reading on camera. It kind of reads on camera. It's very gold in real life, I would say. But you do have to build it up. It's not particularly opaque, but as you can see, we're getting it built up pretty easily here. It just takes a while. I think we're almost done. And this is an ink you want to let dry a bit. It gets blingier as you let it dry as well. So, but I'm thinking we can use our tree farm background. I may not even use the other piece, but my thought was what we could do is have it sort of be like a centerpiece. And then it'll just shimmer a little bit. Oh, you can kind of see that on camera. It should shimmer a good bit in real life. Anyway, I think the advent calendar is still technically available for sale, but I've heard that it's getting to be final call, FYI, if you're interested. So what I'm going to do is just layer these two layers up. I think I don't really like I want to cut a little piece of black here, I think. And just sort of block out the top. I think I made this wide enough. Yeah. So I just kind of want to block out the top so that the silver piece is a little more blingy. Hey, Pam, how are you? And you're here, and I'm making something that's yellow. Like you just make a yellow project and Pam appears. I mean, I guess it's not really a yellow project. It's got other colors on it, but yellow is definitely a color. I'm just going to let that glue down for a second. It should glue down pretty easily. And then all we really need to do is trim this. Especially if I see where I put my color beads. They are somewhere on my desk. And I think we can just bring this over to the back. This should be pretty easy to trim because it's a fairly simple shape. And if we mess it up a little bit, it won't be the end of the world because we're going to stick a bunch of layers on top of it. So, but I do want to sort of cut away. There we go. Just hopefully you're having a good Tuesday, Pam. And yes, these are bad scissors to fussy cut with, but we will muddle through because I don't think this is going to be particularly challenging. I say that now, but and these scissors really need some goo gone. Anyway, there we go. So my thought is once we lay this down, there we go. Yeah. So this black we'll still get our dimension, but basically what we're going to do at the end is lay on this piece. But I didn't really like the yellow showing through. But this is sort of how our lantern piece is going to lay out. So we can just start gluing. Do you have a nap schedule, Pam? Like, is it officially scheduled on your schedule? And since these are designed to be folded in half, the center line is pretty beefy, so it's an easy place to get glue on. Although if you don't like getting glue on your hands with any of these ornaments, you can always use tweezers. I'm just gonna hit these a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be super duper necessary. Hello, Lennox. Lennox would like to be the center of attention, always. And I do want to make sure I get the edges lined up because I don't really want the yellow to be showing outside of that. So I'll just grab a little baby wipe and just dab up anything that's being a little difficult. We're going to basically do that whole process again. I just want to make sure there we go. Sir, could you move yourself off my desk? Thank you. Anyway, if you leave one layer, it will be just fine. I just want to build up another one just to give it a little more dimension. The more layers you use, the more you'll see a difference in height between, the base layer and your second, third, fourth, whatever. And that will make this look a lot more dimensional. It may or may not read on camera, but in real life, that's definitely a thing. But I was happy that they did a ornament themed advent calendar because I'm a big fan of especially like vintage Christmas ornaments because there are a lot of them in my family that have been sort of passed down across the years. And what I really want to just make sure is that the two layers are lined up. I'm not as concerned about the glue at this particular moment because this glue will dry basically clear. It won't be shiny, it'll be a matte. So I'm just going to dab any excess glue. Then you can see, I think this reads pretty well. You can see that this is got a lot more dimension now that I did a second layer. So I think that was a fun idea. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome, welcome. And I'm just going to do exactly the same thing with the silver metallic ornament topper. I don't think I'm actually going to use a hook this time, but I think it makes more sense if there was a top. But in theory, this could be like a lantern, like just mounted on something. And let's see. So if we could just put it in the center, which I think is a cool kind of look. We could also put it at the top, which I don't like as much. We could use a hook. We could use the longer hook and just cut it off too at the top of the card. That might be a fun idea. And I did pull, if I find them, I do have some of these pretty big sentiments, so we could potentially stamp over this if we want to. I think probably not because I don't think we actually need it. And the other option, if our cat doesn't want to stand on them, is we could more closely mimic the sheet load by putting this piece in and then doing this. Well, that's kind of cute, especially if we pop this up. That might be kind of fun. But I don't know. It seems I kind of like this with an extra element. Maybe I will do the sheet load just like this, and then we can just get this on the side, and then we probably need a couple little pieces of cardstock just to support underneath here. But I think that'll work. I do like how this turned out with the like really subtle gold on the base layer. It's pretty fun. I'm not mad at this as a lantern. Anyway, Amazon. Bira Bira is handcrafted, hand cranked. Oh yeah, that's what I have. It's fairly inexpensive. I had bought it originally because, well, I had been exposed to the design when Gina K made a, at least somewhat somehow related machine. Others have had other opinions about that, but when Gina K's Intracut came out, I became aware of it. Oh yes, this is going to look really cute with craft. I like this. So we have like our tree farm and our lantern. I like that because this has a line. It's like you can get it exactly lined up here too. That's going to be cool. Okay. So this will come together pretty quickly, I think. I do not have a tiny hole punch. Although now that you say that, it seems like something I should own. You could punch holes in the top black sections. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We did that, and the cool thing is we have these little hook dealies, so we can totally cut this out of black. Well, we can cut this out of black a couple times, and then what that'll give us is sort of a. We can mount this however we want to, right? So we can mount it like this, and that gives us a good piece. And we could use our. I like that. I enjoyed making this a. When we made the first one of these. And if you were me, where would you have put? Here's my guy. As you can see, the magnetic plate is much loved, but anyway, when Gina K came out with her machine, I wound up buying the Bura Bura one because it had a magnetic plate. I think Gina K released a magnetic plate now, but I'm not sure. Please don't mangle my things. Thank you. I still want a power die cut machine, but every time I try and figure out which one to get, I get confused by all the options. Well, not really confused, but I'm kind of like, well, I'd like all of them, and that's not an overly helpful place to be. So I'm gonna cut this a second time just so that I can layer them up to make this a little bit more sturdy. There is that. What did I do before I had these pokey tools? I don't know. I can never have too many pokey tools. That is for sure. I'm not going to worry about poking out these little things because I'm just going to glue over it anyway. But it does make a nice pattern if that is the thing that is. Oh dear. I think Lennox may have double-sided taped himself to the to our panel, but we will probably figure that out. Oh no, he didn't. He's very clever like that. But it is nice that they provided all these hooks because these will definitely would be nice if you were going to actually put it on a tree to have something that would be a little bit beefier. Of course, if you did this out of like a foil cardstock, it is even beefier. But I don't know. It seems to be holding up pretty well. So what I want to do is just sort of glue it like this, so that it's kind of coming out of the top, but so that this is still small enough where it will fit on our card. Yeah, there we go. So this is just where I'm going to attach it. Now you could make another one of these and put it on the back if you wanted this to be more like a usable ornament. I mean, it works perfectly fine like this, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted it to be more um I don't know, something that would work from either side. Oh dear, the kitty, don't sit on my taped panel, please. Thank you. Uh we used gold before. Let's use silver. We're not going to need very much either. Oops. There we go. Our silver thread is sort of coming apart. I mean, it's floss, so it'll do that. And then, or I guess I could just, I don't actually need the floss to stay together, but I think it looks kind of pretty when you do it. Then we just do this, and I will, then I think we can just figure this out. Hopefully we do it right side up, and as long as we have a little bit of play in this, I think it'll be fine. So something like this will probably work totally fine. If you're super, well, if you want it to be perfect, you could measure it, but that looks a little too low or high. One of those things, right? There we go. I think something more like that is going to give us sort of the look that we want. And then I'm just sticking this down on the double-sided tape. I mean, once the whole panel is down, it'll be fine. We will just have to flip this up basically to get our other panel under here. But that shouldn't be too big of a deal. There we go. And then this will be, it's attached, but obviously all you have to do is cut it and you can take it off. But I do like this as a concept. We did that for the smaller ornament, but I think I like this one better actually. Then what we're just going to do is flip that out of the way, and then we just have to glue down this panel, and then we can figure out, just want to sort of, I think that'll be fine. I do like your, that was a good idea, Pam. I do like the idea of like leaving the ornament sort of freestanding. Hello, beautiful designs. Welcome. You can zoom after. Yep. I'll be done relatively soon. The nice thing is, like, since it started as a sheet load, like all these parts are ready to go. Although Bad Decisions Me bought more Echo Park paper, so we might be making some more 3D projects out of similar paper. But they always have their warehouse sales, and they're such a good deal. Anyway, here's this. And if we wanted to, we could either put a black or a another yellow layer on the back, just to sort of make this look more finished, which I may do. I may come back in and do that later. But here you go. And the interesting thing to me, wherever I put that, oh, here's the, wherever I put my cards I was showing you before. Let me see if I can find them right quick. No. Oh, I might have put them back. Nope. Oh well. What I was gonna say is like the ornaments done in metallic has a very different look than doing it in a more matte color. Anyway, that is what we are doing tonight, and this base die also will be able to make the honeycomb ornaments because basically the pattern for this calendar is that you get a decorative die and a base die for most of the ornaments. So we may wind up doing some of the more honeycomb ornaments in the future. But thank you for hanging out. If you are doing nothing at 6 o'clock Central, I know that Sabrina will be live over on the Scrabby Tales channel. If you want to see whatever she is unveiling tonight. And what else is worth mentioning? I think that's it. She's also been doing sneak peeks of a release they're doing on Friday. So if you're interested in Scrabby Tales stuff, there's a lot of Scrabby Tales content coming out. But thank you for watching. It is, as always, fabulous to see you. I will see you tomorrow at this time. And then after my stream, we'll just basically head over to Elizabeth's stream, who I don't know what she's doing on Wednesday, but she's probably doing something. So anyway, it was great to see you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And yeah, I'll be going live basically every day until we do the 12 days of ornaments. So by the time we're done, we'll have a whole bunch of projects. But this is I think a really great idea about having like a freestanding ornament because it's like a gift and a card all in one. Anyway, thanks for talking to me, guys. Have a great one.